Imagine this. You are stretched thin. Your calendar is overflowing and you're saying yes to everyone and everything. Yet deep down, you feel empty, unseen, even resentful. Ever wonder why? Maybe it's because you've fallen into the exhausting cycle of people pleasing. Let me ask you this. How often do you say yes when your heart screams no? How often do you rearrange your life to avoid disappointing others, even when it costs you your peace? If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. You see, recognizing people pleasing in yourself can be eye opening, even life changing. But the signs are subtle. They sneak in under the guise of being helpful, kind, or easygoing. Now, let's unravel them together. First, let's talk about overcommitting. Have you ever agreed to help a friend move, bake for your kids' school event, cover for a coworker, and still feel like you need to apologize because you couldn't do more? You see, overcommitting often feels like generosity, but it's more like self abandonment when you're saying yes out of fear of letting others down. Then there is the fear of conflict. Do you avoid speaking up when something bothers you, brushing it off with phrases like, oh, it's no big deal, or I don't want to make waves? This fear doesn't come from peace, it comes from anxiety of upsetting others. You shrink yourself to maintain harmony, even if it means swallowing your truth. And what about constant validation? Are you constantly checking in with others? Was that okay? Do you think they're mad at me? It's like handing over the keys to your self worth and waiting for someone else to drive your confidence forward. You see, here's the thing, people pleasing feels like a way to gain love and approval, but what it really does is slowly erase you. You trade your authenticity for acceptance, but it's a hollow deal. You end up feeling burnt out, unappreciated, and even resentful towards the very people you're trying to please. When you fear disappointing others, you often end up disappointing yourself. And that's the real heartbreak, isn't it? Now, why do we fall into the trap of people pleasing? You see, people pleasing doesn't come out of nowhere. It's often rooted in childhood where love might have felt conditional, earned by being good, agreeable, or accommodating. Somewhere along the way, you learned that making others happy kept you safe, liked, or even loved. But here is the truth you need to hear. You are worthy of love simply because you exist. Your value isn't tied to how much you give, how agreeable you are, or how flawless you avoid conflict. Now, breaking free from the cycle of people pleasing starts with awareness. And awareness starts with asking yourself, am I doing this because I want to or because I feel I have to? Am I agreeing to something that will drain me just to avoid the discomfort of saying no? Do I fear that someone will love me less if I don't meet their expectations? These questions are hard, but they are necessary. But here is the good news, you can unlearn people pleasing. It begins by reclaiming your time, your voice, and your boundaries. Now imagine what life would look like if you stopped people pleasing. Imagine saying no without guilt, setting boundaries without fear, and honoring your needs as much as you honor others. Picture yourself surrounded by people who value you for who you are, not just for what you do for them. Doesn't that sound freeing? Because it is. Now, let me leave you with this. You are not selfish for prioritizing your needs. You are not unkind for saying no. You are not unworthy if someone gets upset because you put yourself first. The real you, the one that isn't performing or overgiving, is enough. You always have been. So, will you choose to step out of the people pleasing trap and reclaim your life? Because I believe you can, and you deserve it. I hope this helps someone today. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.